Welcome to another podcast of the Constitution at Manchester United. Hope you guys are enjoying your Friday afternoon so far, at least on my end. This video is not going to be a lengthy video podcast, but I just want to go into the preview of Manchester United's next Premier League game, that is against West Ham at the London Stadium, I believe. Yeah, as you can tell, I just finished a workout. Yeah, so I'm kind of pumped. Not for the game, because in terms of the Premier League form, in terms of 10 games span, it hasn't been as consistent. And before I get into that, you notice that I didn't do the match reaction for the PSG match. And that was calculated, I just didn't want to do it. And it's not because Manchester United lost, although they lost, but it's because my brother has virtual class and he has online classes and shit to do after class, so he didn't have the time and he didn't want to burn out himself. Because if you do these video podcasts like every 2 days, every 3 days, you're going to get burned out and you're not going to have that energy, you're not going to have that drive or determination to continue doing those videos. So I guess it was in my interest to actually kind of lay down aside and just lay back. But Manchester United actually lost to PSG. It was a very poor game on Manchester United's end, and Fred, I knew Fred was going to get sent off because Ole should have sent off Fred before the ref sent him off. You see me? So it was kind of a blast for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because I don't see why you're keeping on Fred with my man as a yellow card. And Fred, known to be known as Pastor Fred, my man should have relaxed himself, because I don't know if the gods of Brazil was watching over him, but he should have been sent off in the first half with his challenge, his Zinedine Zidane's 2006 World Cup final challenge on Paredes, the midfielder of PSG, Paredes. And yeah, man, he knew he should have gotten sent off, but I guess a big man upstairs was watching over him. And Martial missed a couple of chances that really... I told you guys, everybody's supposed to know, that's Manchester United supporters, that Anthony Martial is a confidence player. And he's going to have those, he's going to have one of those yo-yo type of forms. His form is not going to be as consistent, like, for example, a James Milner, a Bruno Fernandes, or a person like, for example, Juan Mata when he was back in his heyday at Chelsea. Like, these persons over 10, I was talking about 10 game span. Over 10 game span, they would probably play 6 very good games, 3 average games, but in that average game, they would still get assists and even goals. So that is basically what's known as Mr. Consistent. So that is the basic form for players that are known to be consistent players. But in terms of the preview for Manchester United against West Ham, West Ham hasn't really... Again, I haven't watched West Ham. I don't watch West Ham because Moyes is managing West Ham, but I haven't seen West Ham's form as of late. Give me a second. Let me just check it on my laptop just for a second. But as I type in West Ham's form, I just want to speak on Manchester United's form, because we're in December right now and Manchester United is out of the top 5. And if we lose tomorrow's game, that is going to be big trouble for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Loss. And we're going to be back at square one, because last year, actually 2 years ago, we hired Ole Gunnar Solskjaer about this time around town. We fired Mourinho this time around town 2 years ago. And West Ham is in 5th place in the Premier League and we're in like 7th. So if Manchester United actually lose to West Ham, we're going to lose climbing branches to try catch West Ham, because West Ham is in 5th place, and if they get 3 points from us, they're going to gain advantage being in top 5. they're going to get more points. So we have two in tomorrow, and it's based on tactics, based on the players that we will put out tomorrow. Because Anthony Martial is not in form. Rashford has been all over the place, and Cavani, I'm gonna get into the starting level. But based on what I'm seeing here, they're in 5th place, West Ham, and we're in like 7th place. So Manchester United should get 3 points in the first place so that we can catch up with the top 5 sides. Now, the starting 11 for me, although David De Gea got an injury against Southampton, I believe, Manchester United should be cautionary towards David De Gea, because David De Gea, despite his injury, hasn't been in form for over 2 years, at least in world class form. Now he's been catching up to form, he's been up to speed this season somewhat, but he's still leaking goals. So I would rather, if I was in the mindset of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, although I believe that David De Gea has Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's nudes, I would start David De Gea in goal. That's the goalkeeper. At right back is Wan-Bissaka, followed by Lindelof and Harry Maguire. At centre half with Alex Telles. No, Luke Shaw doesn't need to worry at this moment in time. He can go to Burger King and start junking up himself. But in midfield we have Matic with Fred. I believe Fred needs to tone down his. No, this is the thing. There's tenacity obviously with Fred, but with that being said, my man Fred needs to he needs to know what amount of tenacity to use in that situation. Because if he uses the wrong amount of tenacity, a red card will be in his future and it will be his destiny. That will be his reality. So it's best that he knows how to come at certain situations. And that is one of the downsides of fast-paced defensive midfielders or fast-paced box-to-box midfielders. Like N'Golo Kante knows when to use the amount of aggression in a situation. Like I can't remember the last time N'Golo Kante got a red card. So yeah, that is Fred, and I believe Danny Van de Beek, who is free now, he'll be starting in the midfield against West Ham. And at the top of the diamond is, of course, now Bruno Fernandes has been voted to be the player of the month in the Premier League. He's obviously my player of the month for Manchester United last month, which is November. And we should remember that this nigga joined us in January of this year. And ever since he has about 22 goals and 35 assists. Now that is terrific. And it hasn't been a full year as yet. We're a couple of weeks until a full year, but that is very good stats. Despite him taking a good amount of penalties, we know that for sure. But this is a guy that has elite mentality. That's just the reality. And this is a guy that will be in the headlines for years to come if he continues the form that he's in. And we have to show appreciation for Bruno Fernandes. Now, as the strikers, I would start with Marcus Rashford and Edison Cavani up top. Cavani, there's been a lot of persons trying to browbeat and talk down on Cavani. But we have to remember that Cavani has more goals than Aubameyang from open play this season, and he has overall Premier League goals over Aubameyang this season. Definitely, don't even get me started on Firmino. So, Edison Cavani is a world-class striker. Maybe that is over the top, not a world-class striker, but he's a very good striker. His instinct is still there. You don't even when you're declining, you don't lose that overnight. That is a work of art you have worked upon ever since in your younger years, and he's not going to leave that. He's not going to lose that overnight. So Edinson Cavani needs to start tomorrow. along with the pace and the precision of Marcus Rashford. My prediction for tomorrow's game, and of course you guys leave your prediction down below, whether it's 2-0 to Manchester United, 2-0 to West Ham United, um whether it's 3-0 to West Ham United, whether it's 3-0 to Manchester United, which side you want to be united with. Just leave your predictions down below. And if it's a hat-trick to Marcus Rashford, or a hat-trick to Cavani, or a late winner from Aaron Cresswell from a cross that just tips over David De Gea's head into the goal, predictions in the comment section. So I guess that's going to close it for this podcast, because I don't want it to be long, because I'm not really finished with my workout. But again, that will conclude my preview for Manchester United's preview against West Ham. And I'll show it to you guys on Sunday. I won't show it to you guys tomorrow, because I want to talk about something else. So I'm going to talk about the hybrid of the match reaction on Sunday night's video podcast, along with what I want to talk about. And with that being said, I'll show it to you guys in the next video podcast. Peace, stay safe, I'm out.